Why do we have the habit of procrastination? 1. Procrastination. It's not just your story. Have you ever found yourself doing other things as a deadline approaches, or suddenly starting to clean your room right before an important task? Many people can probably relate to the experience of having a mountain of tasks to do, but constantly getting distracted and thinking, "I'll do it later." This habit of procrastination isn't simply due to laziness. Complex psychological factors are hidden beneath its surface. So, why do we keep putting things off? Let's delve into the psychological reasons behind it. 2. Psychological reasons for procrastination. The habit of procrastination arises from the interplay of various complex psychological factors. 1. Perfectionism and fear of failure. Often, the thought of, "What if I can't do it perfectly?" prevents us from even starting. The pursuit of perfection makes it difficult to tolerate even small mistakes, ultimately making it hard to begin and leading to procrastination. It's a psychological tendency to avoid the possibility of failure itself by not starting, due to an overwhelming fear of failure. 2. Fear of success. Surprisingly, some people procrastinate due to a fear of success, a vague anxiety that success will bring greater expectations and responsibilities, or a fear of the changes that come with success, can unconsciously lead to procrastination. 3. Lack of motivation and loss of interest. Tasks that are unpleasant, uninteresting, or feel too difficult and boring are naturally put off. When internal motivation is lacking, it's hard to find the energy to start a task. If you find yourself asking, "Why do I have to do this?" it's even easier to procrastinate. 4. Feeling overwhelmed by the task. When there's too much to do, or a task feels too monumental, we feel overwhelmed. The thought of, "When will I ever finish all this?" makes us timid. And not knowing where to start ultimately leads to procrastination. This happens when we fail to break down a task into smaller units, and are instead crushed by its overall weight. 5. Pursuit of immediate gratification. Pleasure principle. Humans inherently tend to avoid pain and seek pleasure. We are more easily drawn to things that provide immediate enjoyment, e.g., looking at a smartphone, playing games rather than difficult and challenging tasks. Procrastination can be reinforced by the psychology of prioritizing short-term satisfaction over long-term rewards. 6. Difficulty in emotional regulation. Procrastination is often used as a strategy to avoid negative emotions. We postpone tasks to avoid feelings like anxiety, stress, or irritation that arise when starting something. However, this is only a temporary avoidance, which eventually leads to greater stress and guilt. 7. Self-deprecation and low self-esteem. Negative self-perceptions like, "This is just how I am," or "Nothing I do ever works out," can crush the motivation to start. When there's a lack of belief in one's own abilities, there's a tendency to choose to give up or procrastinate rather than to challenge oneself. 8. Attention deficit and executive function impairment. Some individuals procrastinate due to difficulties with executive functions, planning, organizing, time management, etc., caused by neurological factors like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder (ADHD). This can be a difference in brain function rather than a matter of willpower. 3. How can we overcome procrastination? Once we understand the causes of procrastination, we can take the first step towards overcoming it. Start small. It's important to break down large tasks into smaller units to reduce the burden. And start with very small goals, such as, "Let's just do it for 10 minutes." Let go of perfectionism. Focus on completion rather than perfection. And have the courage to try with the mindset that it's okay to make mistakes. Manage emotions. It's important to acknowledge and practice dealing with the negative emotions that cause procrastination in a healthy way. Rather than ignoring them, create a reward system. Giving yourself appropriate rewards each time you achieve a small goal can provide positive motivation. Summary: the reason we have the habit of procrastination is not simply laziness, but rather a combination of complex psychological factors such as perfectionism, fear of failure, lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed by tasks, the pursuit of immediate gratification, and difficulty in emotional regulation. By understanding these reasons, we can gradually improve our procrastination habits through small attempts and positive reinforcement. The important thing is to understand yourself rather than criticize yourself, and to make an effort to move forward step by step.